everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here and joining us. I'm super excited about today's episode. And if you have not yet checked out the other episodes here, by the way, a full playlist of people and agents from all over the country, and now Canada as well, that you can get connected to. So whether you're looking to move to this area or not, whether you know someone looking to move to this area or not, if you're an agent here watching this and you're like, I need a good referral partner in Michigan, and well, here we are. This is the perfect opportunity for you. So I really appreciate you being here and you sharing your time with us today. But I'm really excited to bring you Erica, who got connected with me and vice versa back in January of last year in Clubhouse. And you're going to see a common theme here of Clubhouse being the connecting point for a lot of people in my world. And Erica and I have spent a ton of time together talking about marketing and real estate, of course, but also, and I just told her this is one of the reasons I wanted to bring her on was the authenticity. And I use that I overuse that word a lot, but I think that it really does play. And I also think people are looking for that kind of realness, to be honest with you. So Erica, thank you so much again for being here. Really do appreciate your time. I know you're slammed right now, even though it's only the first week of January. But I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. So for everyone that does not know you out there, who you are, where you are, what you do, what makes you different, your experience in the business, anything and everything as far as you want to go, as far, deep, or wide as you want to go with that, just so people can kind of get a sense of who you are and what makes you different or unique.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me. I'm honored. I love what you do also. So my name's Erica Collica. I work in the Metro Detroit real estate market. I have been in real estate for about 15 years now. So I started when I was like 22 years old. I was a baby, and I have a small team with my husband, Kyle, here in Detroit. And yeah, I love social media. I love all things Instagram, Clubhouse, Facebook, like any way to connect with people is very fun to me. I've built a lot of my business, the majority of it in the past like 4 years through Instagram and through referrals from other agents from around the country, and also locally with referrals from my community just by showcasing, local businesses and giving them my support through my blog and through video and just kind of really sharing what their business is about.
Yeah.
So yeah, our numbers are growing yearly because of all that good stuff. So, just excited to be here and kind of share my knowledge and help everyone else out.
Well, I love that. And I really appreciate it. And so, for those of you that don't know Erica, so her and I did meet on Clubhouse, but we also ran a room together with several other ladies from all over the country talking about social media marketing. And I think people thought that like we were quote unquote experts, because that's how everyone was kind of labeled in the early days of Clubhouse, right? But honestly, and this as well as everyone else, and with your unbelievable following, by the way, I feel like you really understand that it is consistency, right? But also the vulnerability I think that you share and the authenticity again that you share on your platforms is really unique and different, because I think just based on what I've seen in the year that I've known you, and I know the conversations that we've had around social media, that gets overused a lot. Again, that authenticity, that vulnerability, but people connect with that stuff. And it is amazing to me, especially through Clubhouse, how, that vulnerability comes out and then people are there to support. It's a totally different, environment, if you will, than real life, I feel like sometimes. So I really appreciate that about you. But also in that room, I know we would talk about things and then a week or two would go by and it was like, that's changed. That doesn't exist anymore. Social media is moving very, very quickly. And even, since we started that room a year ago, Instagram doesn't look anything like it did a year ago. So talk to us a little bit. You mentioned Instagram earlier. And I know that you love that platform. And one of the things that I love that you share there is not just your daily life, the behind the scenes of what's happening, but your videos are amazing in terms of the quality and how they're done. So it's, very cinematography. I love that part of it. But what I also love is the subject. Like you go deeper into the city, you go deeper into coffee shop, you go into the community, which I think really translates not just in video, but that you are actually in that community and you're really, really well connected. So talk to us a little bit about Instagram, and then certainly kind of bringing that full circle into real life as well.
Sure. Yeah, thank you. So I was an early adapter on Instagram, and I noticed what these like influencers or bloggers were doing. Like that's a great thing for a realtor to be doing, because like, I'm able to meet people that way, and it's just very organic, right? Like, so we are our clients, right? You want to attract your ideal client is someone that's like you, that's like-minded, right? So I found in just going and spending money and supporting these businesses, and then at the time in the beginning, I was just filming little stories on my Instagram or post. They would reshare me. I would get more followers. The followers would reach out to me, and I was like, wait a minute. Okay, let me start a blog. And then so I started the blog with like a newsletter. So every month we sent out the newsletter. I actually don't even share the blog on Instagram a lot. I should, because it's like really great content. But the blog it works a few ways. It helps me place online on Google. So like all these local businesses that I'm featuring, like if someone comes into town and needs like a hairstylist or filler, Botox, or like clothing, they'll search that and those business owners will pop up, and my website will come up as like the third placement. And I literally get clients out of the blue that will be like, yeah, like I searched this boutique and you came up, and I actually need to buy a house. So it's like, and this blog has been going on now for like 2 years. So it's really just kind of snowballed that way. And then it provides content for me on Instagram. It provides, I do photo shoots there, videos, like, and that stuff's fun to me, right? Like you have to really do what's like fun for you. To me, I love dressing up and taking pictures and looking pretty, like why not, right? But like, so I just kind of do that, and it all kind of just worked. So
Yeah. Well, I
yeah.
love that. And again, I think that, before social media, real estate agents were like the go-to, right? Like they knew everyone, they knew all the businesses, they were always going out to lunch or dinner somewhere. So they knew all the restaurant, like we were the like spider web, right? That kind of held communities together behind the scenes in most cases, where I think a lot of people just thought we bought and sold houses with people.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about your business. And you mentioned your husband as well. Talk to us a little bit about that dynamic, and also how you've built your business. Obviously you mentioned social media earlier, but like talk to us a little bit, a little more about the business itself. And do you guys offer different niches that you serve, different areas? I mean, just kind of unpack all of Metro Detroit, because I know it's kind of like Atlanta. There's a lot of different things happening in Atlanta, but I really focus on this area and on these buyers and sellers. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, our team is really unique in the way where we really specialize in the city of Detroit, particularly in condo sales. We excel, and then of course single family residential, which Detroit is such a large city, and there's layers to it with the taxes and the tax abatements and different things like that. Not a lot of agents are skilled in that area, so we have a very intimate knowledge of the city of Detroit. And what also makes us unique is that we have an intimate knowledge as well of the suburbs. So Kyle is from the suburbs. I actually grew up in the city, but I lived in the suburbs for quite some time. And so we really, as a team, were able to service both areas like at a very high level, which is unique. Normally an agent, might specialize in one suburb and, which is normal, which is fine. Or like they might just specialize in the city, whereas like we really are full service, like all the way around. So a lot of our business is referral based locally from agents that are in the Metro Detroit suburbs that are just like, what, Detroit, not touching it. Here you go, which, is recommended, because I can't tell you, like I get people that call me and are like, yeah, I worked with a suburban broker and I got a tax bill for $20,000. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, okay, well, let's look at this, and it's really like buyer beware. Like, the agent doesn't know, the buyer doesn't know. And like all of a sudden their property is like worth less because whatever, there's these tax abatement things in Detroit, but it's really important. I was saying like who you work with matters.
Yeah.
Because like,
it's so true. And that's again, what I was hoping to bring to my audience here is that, again, not that we know each other. I mean, I think a lot of people probably think there's just a form, you fill it out, we hop on Zoom and away we go, right? No. We've spent substantial amounts of time together, and not just on social media, but together, right? Like, because to me that's really important. And again, what I'm hoping people understand here, because I try to do exactly what you do, which is educate people, that I read a stat the other day. I think it's 84% of people, clients, consumers use the first agent they contact. That
Wow,
is
that's crazy.
terrifying. Isn't
Yeah,
that terrifying? Like,
it is.
to
Yeah,
me, understanding, and again, I don't know the specifics of Detroit. I can only speak about Atlanta here, but knowing how many part-time agents, half-time agents, no-time agents there are, that is terrifying to me. And the reason that I bring those types of stats up in stories and on Instagram, like you mentioned, talking about who you work with does matter, not just from a financial standpoint, but an integrity standpoint. I mean, everything, right? And so I know you guys have built an amazing business around systems and processes. And I think what I love the most is, again, that connection point or that flexion point of social media, the business. So many agents out there, I feel like, don't understand that you can put videos out and you can actually get business from it. You can put a coffee shop out there and get business from it. Like, there's so many different ways to get it. But where do you feel like your genius is, especially on Instagram? Because again, I feel like that's, to me, that's where I get the most behind the scenes and like
for
what's
sure.
actually happening in your life. And I know there's going to be people that are watching this, they're like, Matt, that's social media, that's all fake. She's using a filter on that. I've seen you do that. And to me, that's like, the consistency is where it is. You can't fake this day in and day out and
Yeah.
day in and day out. So talk to us a little bit about your social media genius and how that connects to the business.
Yeah, it really, it's a platform for me to just be myself, right? Like unapologetically, like I don't care. Like if you don't like what I'm sharing, unfollow me, please, because I don't want to talk to you anyway. Like I don't care. And so that's, I think that's where once you say that to yourself and you're not afraid to lose people and you're not afraid to just be who you are, that's when the people that really love you, that really relate to you, will start to like come out. And I mean, I get messages on Instagram that are like, hey, I referred you to someone and they never even met me. Like they don't know me. Like it, and it's like I'll make posts sometimes that'll say like, hi, who are you? Do you like tacos? And I will get like hundreds of messages and people will be like, hi, I've been following you for 2 years. Like I love tacos. Like, by the way, I'm a lender, like, or something, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's cool. I mean, on my stories, I get, almost sometimes like 1,500 people watching my stories, right? And that's, I mean, you fill a room up with 1,500 people. Like if you think about that, like it's kind of wild, right? Like that, and so it's about being consistent. You can't just like go post a coffee shop like, once and then do it again a couple weeks later and then wait for results. Like when I started this journey with Instagram, 4 years ago now, 5 years ago, like it took me a good year, I would say, of like photo shoots, video, reposting, posting consistently on my wall. I show up on stories like every single day. I mean, I've taken some breaks this year because we did almost 100 transactions, and you just being consistent and showing up and posting reels and all that stuff. You just cannot stop. And like, I mean, especially for someone who's in their 20s, like if they're just getting started. I mean, like I'm in my late 30s, like those people are on TikTok, they are on Instagram, they are, I mean, TikTok, that's a whole other thing. And that's my like goal this year, but it's to not learn it, but like start posting. But yeah, you just have to commit to it and do it and just don't care. Like stop caring what people think, right? And it's like, if you don't want to use it, don't use it. That's great. And if someone gets mad at you for using a filter, then they unfollow you. Amazing. Perfect. We don't want to talk to them anyway.
That's
Sometimes you look bad and you want a filter on. Like
That's so true. Well, and I just hired someone to help me kind of navigate my database, because for the last 3 years, and full disclosure, everyone already kind of knows this, but my database has been a disaster, right? And so, reaching back, because I'm almost 40, 20 years, like as long as I've been working in a professional setting, I've gotten emails and phone numbers and mailing addresses and business cards from people from 20 years ago to today, right? It's like 7,500 people, right?
wow.
And when you start unpacking some, obviously a lot of those phone numbers aren't good anymore, those emails aren't good, so like just sifting through it takes an immense amount of time. So I hired someone to do that, and I flat out told her, just like you said, because the same is true in your sphere, right? Your emails, the people that you can pick up the phone and call and will pick up or will call you back eventually, right? Versus social media, they're the exact same thing. And I told this person that's doing this project for me, I was like, there's 2,500 people over here in this group that I don't know who they are, where they came from. I'm sure we got connected through a networking event, whatever, right? Social media, whatever. I said, if that number went to 0 and not one more person got added to my sphere, that's totally fine. Because
Yeah.
my objective here is to make sure I'm serving, number one, and giving the people that love and trust me and want to work with me the opportunity. But also, if they all said no, I'm okay. We'll be fine,
Exactly.
because we're working on that new business part, right?
Yeah.
All the time. So I know you're super busy, so I want to
Oh,
give you back the rest of your day. But
yeah.
in closing here, tell the people, if someone's watching this and you're like, no, we've got family in Detroit, we're thinking about moving back to Detroit, or we're getting relocated to Detroit, or whatever. What is the one thing they could do to reach out to you, whether it's a phone number, an email, a website? Obviously, all of these things are connected, and I know what a great job you've done with it. But what's the fastest way for someone to get a hold of you?
Oh gosh, Instagram. No. So
Perfect.
at Meet Erica on Instagram, MEETERICA, and then my website's also meeterica.com. Text me, call me, my cell phone's there, all that fun stuff.
I
So
love it.
yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you again for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I love what you're doing. Please don't stop it ever.
Okay.
And I hope you'll all connect with Erica as well. Really appreciate your time again. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and thanks again for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You
Talk
got
soon.
it. All right.